we back to normal, or like, is there more coming? Like now we're seeing
Well,
like
that's a good question.
hyperinflation and, all this sort of stuff.
I would say I feel like, or I hope that after we're kind of at this inflection point where we are starting to see certain businesses. So as an example, some of the first ones back were tech jobs. That's what you tend to see right now, some of the layoffs. Finance, because of low interest rates and so on. Those jobs have really been disrupted. A lot of that has to do with interest rates going up. So as things start to moderate, interest rates come back down. As we've gotten two pretty good numbers, or better numbers, in terms of inflation starting to ease. So it's really, once inflation starts to get under control. Right now, businesses, the general sentiment are things are going to slow down, and it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So things are going to slow down. I think we'll get to a point of sort of stabilization maybe later part of this year. And I think 2024 will look much more like pre-pandemic and true normalization compared to what we've been, this roller coaster the last few years.
Tell me this, like, with times the way they are, and I know you're kind of in the talent intelligence, labor IQ space. What is the role of that type of data during economic times like they are right now?
Yeah, it's interesting. Cole, we're definitely seeing a shift where the last couple of years, it's how do I keep up with the market? When pay was just going through the roof and companies they couldn't figure out how to land that candidate. And oftentimes because they weren't in the right spot compensation wise, or they were losing people right and left because of that. As we start to get into this year, like we talk to some businesses and they say, well, we're not hiring. And we go, yeah, you are. You're not hiring for brand new jobs. You're backfilling a lot of roles. When companies this year are going to really be focused on getting expenses under control. What's the biggest expense most companies have? It's typically headcount, typically payroll. There's still going to be a lot of people quit their jobs. There are going to be terminations that happen. We're still expecting around 64 million hires in the US this year. That's a lot of people moving between jobs. 64 million hires. Now this year is like
Isn't that like
76.
half of the workforce?
Yeah. So, when turnover is roughly 35-ish% or something like that, and then you layer on people that just exit the market because they retire, you got, new people coming out of college and so on. That's how many will end up getting hired this year.